So when we first pulled in here, this is laying by itself. And I wish I had brought my tape measure. Samuel T. Faust, F-A-U-S-T, Company G, 2nd Regiment Georgia Cavalry, CSA, 1835 to 1911. So this is a stone for a Confederate soldier. 1, 2, that's 3 feet and a few inches, laying all by itself right at the driveway entrance off of the main road. There's the main road right there. There's an embankment right here, big ditch. And why is it sitting here? Big question. Like someone tried to drag it out here and load it on their car or something and steal it. I don't know. And that thing is heavy. Oh man. See how thick it is by my hand. That's a heavy stone. All right, let's get on up in here. Joseph Mulholland, Webster County Militia, CSA, 1822 to 1898. It looks like a different kind of stone than the one that's sitting out there by the road. You can see the old flag. It's probably placed here a long, long time ago. And spider, Joseph Mulholland, 1822, 1898. Rest in peace, Mulholland. Fire ants too. Let's see what's back this way. We're headed back over here. We found some right here. We're gonna look at. Let's take a look at these right here. See what we got here. Here's one right here. Got a nice little wall around this. Probably a family plot in this cemetery right here. Let's take a look at it and see. Leila Smallpiece, March 27th, 1873, November the 8th, 1949. Jimmy Smallpiece, June the 11th, 1881, April the 30th, 1903. And Leila was born 1873, died in 1949. This one here, I can't make that out. J.M. Smallpiece, June 26, 1848, February the 10th, 1907. Let me clean it up a little bit more. Got a little urn right up there. So we can read this one.
Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints.
Okay. J.M.
Smallpiece.
Smallpiece, yeah.
1848, 1907.
Yep. Laura Lugina, wife of J.M. Smallpiece, May the 19th, 1850, January the 12th, 1918. a tender mother, and faithful friend. So this is the big marker here. Huge Smallpiece stone. Neat design right there. Very large. And there's a couple of small ones right here in front. Must be children. Let me see if I can clean these off. And I noticed some I'm gonna guess within the last 20 years, maybe less, a flower arrangement has been brought here to this family. Some still has some relatives around here. This is at the entrance here of their little family plot. Smallpiece right here. I'm gonna see if I can look at these two children right here. I think it's two children. James W. Smallpiece, December 21, 1877, December 13th, 1880. Just a child. Look at this next to it, right here. Laura T. Smallpiece. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope I have. December the 9th, 1879, August the 13th, 1900. Right outside the Smallpiece family plot is another, there's some bricks right there. Another Smallpiece family member buried right here, it looks like. Thomas Smallpiece, born November the 3rd, 1812, died August the 20th, 1882. He died as he lived, trusting in God. Elizabeth, wife of Thomas Smallpiece, born December the 25th, 1812, died July the 7th, 1878. Sweet be thy rest till he bids thee arise. Christmas Day, like she just said, Elizabeth. Right behind Thomas and Elizabeth's buried Mary Elizabeth, wife of J. M. Wishart, May the 14th, 1846, January 22nd, 1920. This one's set up on some old bricks. Oh yeah. Lavina Smallpiece, daughter of Thomas and Elizabeth Smallpiece, born December the 25th, 1840, died September the 13th, 1906. God's finger touched her and she slept. December the 25th. Note that day in their family. Right next to it, another footstone, it looks like. And I don't see anything on it. No headstone. Another stone with no markings on it. A smaller one looks like a child to me. I assume that's Charles M., son of, I can't make that out. It looks like C.E. and L.V. Johnson, May the 26th, 1909, January the 17th, 1910. Those whom God loves die young. The lamb. Small child buried right here. This is a poured concrete that's already started deteriorating from the age right here. We'll clean him up a little bit. All right, here we got Elizabeth. Elizabeth, wife of Thomas C. Wishart, November 25th, 1834, December the 19th, 1912. I really like this design on this stone right here. That's a footstone right there. Another piece of a footstone right there next to it, and some bricks sort of in between. So there could be someone else laid to rest right here next to her. Take a look at back here this way. Here's something that I just cleaned off. I don't want to go read it. Something's catching my eye right here. The dove right there. Lucy L., daughter of J.M. and S.V. Purvis, died December 31, 1897, aged 3 years, 10 months, and 11 days. Budded on earth to bloom in heaven. Now right next, this one here catches my eye right here. Mary Purvis. Poured concrete, but look at these letters that someone, look like aluminum letters, someone has placed in there. I have never seen this type of work before. Right next to the child. I wonder if this is the headstone right here. This could be the headstone right there. Let's take a look at it. Now this here is bent over. It's reinforced wire, poured concrete. Oh, look at that, would you? In memory of my aunt, or aunt, depending on where you're from, by Cecil Purvis. Cecil's aunt. Similar, those aluminum letters placed into, let's get a close-up of it. Those aluminum letters placed into a poured concrete marker. Y'all can make that out. That's aluminum. Tell you what, it's broken, but it's still a piece of wire. Hold on, I'm gonna lay her back down. That'll protect it from the weather and preserve it. Pretty neat folk art. Now this is the base right here, where this stone probably once was sitting. Mary Ann Morton, daughter of D.F. and Mary Marquette, born December, looks like 1867, died September 30th, 1898, asleep in Jesus. Another stone right here that's missing, right there. That might be it right there. Look, that's it right there. Yep, sure is. It broke off and it's laying here. There's the hand holding the blooming flower. Fire ants have got it right here. So I'm gonna try and get as much cleaned off. Try and get turned around so I can read it. I may have to have both hands to clean this off. Looks like F. M. Huckabee, born is that August 15th, 1856, died December 23rd, 1884, age 28 years, 2 months, 8 days. That's what it looks like to me. This stone's got a big crack in it there too, where it fell over. Fire ant got it right there. Let's spin around, look at this right here. Civil War. Jacob S. Stevens, Company B, 11th Battalion, Georgia Artillery, December 18th, 1832, April the 4th, 1911. The big Stevens obelisk right here. Stafford Stevens, December the 18th, 1832, April the 4th, 1911. See if I can read this one here. His words were kindness, his deeds were love. His spirit humble, he rests above. All right, here's Lizzie M. Huckabee. Yeah, I'm sure I got that right. Lizzie M. Huckabee. August the 7th, 1861. August the 17th, 1920. Sister. Right next to Elizabeth is a small child's grave with no marker, just a slab. A lot of distance between these two, so they could possibly not be related, since this was a church cemetery. Rowan Smith, March the 11th, 1826, August 28th, 1910. Right next to him, eternal life, Mrs. George Ann Smith, born October 24th, 1829, died May the 3rd, 1887. Smith family. I really like this work. This is trees, the Bible opened up here, the crown with the cross. I really like the work on this stone right here. Right next to it is one I've seen a few times, the one that's split like this. This, at one time, was probably right up there. Yeah, it was probably right up there. J.T. Hargrove, June the 9th, let's look, make sure we're right on that. 1852, April the 2nd, 1917, Asleep in Jesus, Hargrove. Right down there is the indention to the left of this one as it goes down the hill. Right there. But I don't see any stones or markers out through there. Nothing down through there. I think this could be the edge of the cemetery, but there's one right there, I think. Unmarked. Footstone right here. Fieldstone. Burial here probably. We walk up in here, there's this huge monument right here. Very large. Davison. Big stone right here. Very large indeed. Somewhere to put something. There was something to add to the top of it. Davison. Let's see who we've got here. See if we can clean this. See wife of. Mamie Griffin, wife of T.A. Davison, December 17th, 1852, May 12th, 1890. A lot of mildew on it. It would clean up good if we had some good cleaner to sweep this off and spray on there. One right next to it. Let's see who this is. Right here. I see the Davison name there. Senior. It says T.A. Davison Senior. August 9, 1842. Oh, look at that. August the 7th, 1922. T.A. Davison Senior. Right here. I see he's next over. A lot of mildew on this one. Really thick. Sort of like an algae type stuff that grows on here. But I've seen them clean up before. Matter of fact, I think Robert's supposed to be getting us some cleaner to clean them with. Lula Davison. And I can't, daughter of. It says daughter of, and I can't make that out, it's so green. But we know this right here. Ah, that's thick. I see 1883 for a year. And I see 1917 for the year of her death. I'm really got to clean this one off. This may be one that we'll come back to when I get that cleaner. And take a better look at this one right here. Thomas has a military CSA burial, Private Thomas A. Davison, Company A, 11th Battalion, Georgia Artillery, CSA, August 9th, 1942, August the 7th, 1922. So he was a young man, 20 something years old when the war started. Davison. Right next to the large one is this one here that's fallen over. And Robert and Mr. Dan have corrected some of them with their little jib that they made. I'm not quite ready to tackle that myself. Ah, look at that. Schneider M Company, Americus, Georgia. We've seen that before. But you can see why it fell over. I'll step back here and give you all a view of it. The ground tilted, it shifted over for some reason, and it fell off. I wouldn't attempt to pick it up because you got to fix the base first. But it'll be another project for another day. I'm going to try and read it though, sideways. I'm going to try and get down there and read it. Y'all bear with me on this. Lucetta. I think that's Lucetta. After conferring with our executive producer, that's Lucretia, wife of W.H. Davison, born November the 4th, 1844, died November the 3rd, 1911. Lucretia. That's an old name from pre-1900s. Maybe one day, Lucretia, we can get this set up for you and get it straightened out. And right here will be a footstone for Lucretia, Miss Lucretia, right here. Right there. Let's see what's next here. Several of them here next we're gonna look at. Let's look at this one. Another footstone with no headstone. Right there. Headstone could be in that mound of dirt right there. Here's one. I can't even make that out. Let's get the last name. Price. Our mother, Jane Price, born July 14th, 18, possibly 23, died August 3rd, 1904. And on the back it says gone to a better land. Let me see if I can read this short one right here. It says Henry on the top. Henry, possibly I, middle initial, son of William and Elsie Davison, born March 7th, 1875, died April, oh, it doesn't have a date, does it? 1870. Oh, we gotta get that right. Hold on, kids. Y'all make that out from down there. 1878. Yeah. Very young child. Eleanor, daughter of, was that PV and AM Wesson, W-E-S-S-O-N, born November 24th, 1880, died September 2nd, 1883. Another child probably here. Lucy AC, daughter of PV and AM Wesson, born November 13th, 1861, died October 2nd, 1866, I think. That's what it looks like. Another child here. That one is, now I have never, E-U-J-E-N-I-E. I've never seen it spelled that way. Daughter of H.W. and I.C. Davison, January 1866, October 1866. January to October. E-U-J-E-N-I-E. Eugenie. I've never heard it or seen it spelled that way before. Footstone right there. William H. Jr., son of W.H. and A.R. Davison, died February 28, 1863, aged about 4 years. It says about. That's interesting. How they put down there about 4 years. Their children all died young. And from the size of this burial spot right here, there's a lot of room for a lot of children. There's possibly one missing right there. I see the indention in the ground, but I don't see the stone. Right there is the indention in the ground. All of their children died young. We've seen that before in families. All right, this right here, broken off the top right up here. It sat right up there. Oh, there, look at that. See? Little metal rod held it in there. Ann R., wife of W.H. Davison, born in 1812, died August 29th, 1862. It didn't have her date, just says born in 1812. Died August 29th, 1862. Now, she died in 1862, and her name is Ann R. And this child was born, A.R. Davison, died in 1863. So, she died before the child died. So did some kind of a disease come through here, some type of an ailment come through here and strike the family, and for years they caught this disease or something, and they one after another died. That's something to think about. Let's take a look around here and see what we got. That's probably her footstone. So next to the mother is John. I see that much. John John Ira, son of W.H.A.R. Davison, died in 1855, about 9 months. 1855. So many children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have I lost count? 6 marked. Several possibly unmarked. Mother there. Let's see who this is. William H. Davison, the father. April the 2nd, 1820, died January the 19th, 1889. So here I am where the father's buried. I'm going to step back so y'all can see how large his family plot is. And all the way down through there are young children of theirs. These are actually the footstones right here. Some of the places where you don't see large stones or had to have been like right there. I wonder why there's not a stone there. This is something to think about, a big question. Question in history, I guess. Since we're in history now. And you'll notice that his urn on top is still standing. Well, part of it is. Top of it's broken off. Here's another military. Alexander P. Collum, C-O-L-L-U-M, Company H, 39th, I don't know what that is, Regiment, Georgia Infantry, CSA, 1824. That's when he was born. The rest of it's buried down in the ground. Next is James R. Collum, Company H, 59th Regiment, Georgia Infantry, CSA, 1845 to 1916. Right next to him is a stone that's broken. And we know that there's people laid to rest right here where I'm standing. But just their stones have either been vandalized, broken, or they never had stones. Further over we find another one. Talbot B. Davison, Company A, 11th Battalion Battery, Georgia Artillery, CSA, November 6, 1842, November 11th, 1870. A headstone that's missing right there. Oh, it fell down. It's covered by fire ants. Okay, this headstone here, I don't know if I can read it. Talbot B, son of W.H.N.L.R. Davison, born March the 16th, 1842, died November the 11th, 1870. Samuel E., son of W.H.N.A.R. Davison, died December the 8th, 1868, aged about, can't make that out. I gotta make it out. I gotta read it out here. Samuel E., son of W.H.N.A.R. Davison, died December the 8th, 1868, aged about 16 years. Just a teenager, just a young boy, and he died. Laid to rest right here. Yeah, a very large family right there. Let's go see what we got on this side. Footstone and a headstone. Marquette. John. Is that John Ira? I can't read it. Let me get my flashlight. Ira Marquette, born February 11th, 1853, died September the 3rd, 1853. Age 6 months, 22 days. This one here, large group right here. See if I can get this. And J.C. Bird, B-I-R-D. Bird, born June the 19th, 1875, died May the 29th, 1905. He was beloved by God and man. top's broken off. I think that's the top right there. I think it is. Mary E. Bird at rest. J.M. Bird died. Is that May 10th, 1897, age 70 years. Another one here. W.H. Snellgrove. Look at the flower growing there. July the 19th, 1862. Died December 12th, 1888. Lottie E. Snellgrove, age 70 years. Footstone right here. Wow. Look at this line right here, way over to the left here I just walked up on. Let's take a look at this. When I first walked up here to J.W. Caldwell, C-A-L-D-W-E-L-L, age 50 years. No birthday, no death date. I see the old Civil War flag laying right there under his, at the foot of his stone. Right next to him is Nancy Caldwell, age 41 years, 50 and 41. But look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stones standing with nothing but initials. Nothing but initials on them. N-A-C, W-T-C, R-H-C, T-C. And that one, I can't even make that one out. That could be broken on the top. I can't make out anything on that one. So they didn't even have the inscriptions on their markers. Just initials. Caldwell family laid to rest right there. James J. Patton, August 26, 1845, January the 19th, 1892. Sitting all by itself out here, sort of on the edge of the, what I think is the end of the graveyard. This one right here all by itself. A lot of open space in between and around it, where I'm assuming that there are people laid to rest without markers or stones. We've seen this as a, I think this is a yucca. Y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I see this in cemeteries a lot for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a pretty plant. Maybe it's a lively plant. I don't know. In the wooded area on the edge where there are no markers, but I see these plants here. Let's see if we can read this one. Right here. All right. William M. Spencer, July 23rd, 1828, August the 13th, 1890. Spencer. It could use some cleaning up. That's probably the footstone right there, we're assuming. We don't know for sure. Let's go up this way. Look around. Another military private N.J. Hawkins, Company G, 2nd Georgia Infantry Regiment, CSA, April 3rd, 1846, January 17th, 1903. Hawkins is all I can see right now. Let's see if we can get a name off here. It looks like WJ. That's him. Yeah. April 3rd, 1846. Died January 17, 1903. He died as he lived. trusting in God. This one's fallen over, undermined right there and fell over. Hawkins, Robert E. Hawkins, born February 13th, 1848, died July the 7th, 1851. And this looks like, oh yeah, this is a Civil War marker too. This is an older one, older than that one. That's a fairly new one, probably been recently placed here. I'm saying within the last 25 years it's been placed. But this one here seems to be much older. See if I can read it. Francis M. Is that Duckworth? I think it is Duckworth. Company F. 25th Georgia Infantry, CSA. Let's make sure we got that name right. Francis. Some of y'all who are historians can look that up. Francis M. Duckworth. A couple of false crypts right here. We don't see too many of these, or I haven't seen too many of them in this part of Georgia. Let's read this one right here, first of all. Ezekiel Hawkins, born December 29th, 1790. Died August 31, 1868. Age 77 years, 8 months and 2 days. Now this one is faded out quite a bit right here. Really faded out. I don't know if I see. Oh man, I can't see a lot right here. I can't make it out. I may have to get my flashlight over here or get some type of highlighter. I see 1796 and I see 18 something. Let me see if I can put a light on it. Is that Nancy? Nancy Hawkins. Consort. We haven't seen that down here in a while. We used to see it a lot when we were in Harris County and Troup County. Consort, I think. I can read born possibly December 26, 1796. Died maybe September 15th, 1861. Consort meaning, I guess that means wife or female companion of, or something like that. Let's look at this one right here. Is that Nail? N-E-I-L-L? McKay? Born August the 15th, 1801. Died November the 28th, 1878. Is that what I'm reading there? Obelisk has got a little shift to it right there, where it's been bumped over. On this side, Daniel McKay died August 31st, 1874, aged about 70 years. And of course, with the false crypts, you know, they're not buried in these, they're actually buried in the ground. They just put this up there to sort of highlight the area where they're laid to rest, I guess, give them a little more visual appearance to it. A lot of open space right here, but I'm assuming that people are laid to rest here. So this is one of the Ratliffs right here, and you'll notice right back here on the back, a rose bush has been planted. So these pots are probably not that old, so some relative still coming here. Checking on Eugenia Ratliff, April the 6th, 1856, June the 30th, 1941. So we know now that there was a burial in the cemetery as late as 1941. Jesse T, September the 13th, 1854, died September the 5th, 1926. The Ratliff family. Couple. Probably more Ratliffs here. Let's see who this is. C.L. Howell. September the 4th, 1850, November the 9th, 1917. He was dear to us. Henrietta Howell, March 3rd, 1853, January the 11th, 19, and look how the letters have been broken off here for some reason or another. Something 9. See how that's been broken off right there? Can y'all see that? I'll point to it. Weather, sitting out here in the open. Weather. W.H. Ratliff, son of J.T. and E.A. Ratliff, born September the 7th, 1880, died November the 30th, 1910. Freddie, son of J.T. and E.A. Ratliff, born October 21, 1880, died October 3rd, 1885. Children here. See this here. W.S. Ratliff, January the 12th, 1847, May the 1st, 1907. And a broken one right here. Let's see what this is back here. More of the Ratliff family. So we're about the back of this fenced off graveyard. There's actually a fence right there. S.B. Ratliff, December 29th, 1851. April 29th, 1911. Thomas Ratliff, February 13th, 1814, May the 7th, 1886. Really huge slab right here. Super big. Oversized for some reason. Put stones here and here. James Madison Faust, February 18th, 1849, died August 1912, no date. Martha Ann Ratliff Faust, so the families were married into one another. Born December 1848, died August 1912. Over here. Charity P. Wiggins. Charity P. Williams Wiggins, March the 9th, 1863, May the 26th, 1914, wife of Levitt Eli Wiggins. So where is Levitt Eli buried? Could he be out there somewhere? Could he be right here? I'm sure. Again, something that always breaks my heart to see little children laid to rest in a old cemetery. There's 2 of them right here, side by side. Infant son of Mr. and Mrs. G.B. Howell, H-O-W-E-L-L, August the 15th, 1911, August the 18th, 1911. Those whom God loved die young. And another child, possibly another one of their children, laid to rest right next to them. Look at the flower. It's going to be sprouting up there pretty soon. We're going to start with W.H. Ratliff. Information coming from a history source that would be the Americus, which is a town.
Weekly Times Recorder.
Yeah, Weekly Times
December
Recorder.
8, 1910.
1910.
Okay, the story is, body is given escort of troops to Plains, company of cadets honor comrades. Under escort of one company of 50 cadets from the 3rd District Agricultural College here, the body of Cadet W.H. Ratliff was conveyed to Plains yesterday morning for burial. The troops returning to Americus that afternoon. Many friends of the deceased and of the family as well went out with the funeral party. Exercises at college were suspended during the day as a slight token of respect for the dead student. who was so popular among his associates and friends there. Now I have some other articles about him. Resolutions on the death of Captain H.W. Ratliff, Company A, 3rd District, A&M College. Whereas death has come into one of our midst and cut down a most worthy comrade of ours, and whereas virtues, laudable ambition, and achievements justly call for some expression from bereaved survivors by way of memorial. Therefore, be it resolved that we, the Cadet Court of the A&M School, Americus, Georgia, transmit to the stricken family of Captain Harris Ratliff our heartfelt condolences. The loss which you and we have sustained is irreparable and crushing. Be it further resolved that the Times Recorder, which is the name of the newspaper, be requested to be set aside in the next annual catalog, give a similar commemoration of memory by Homer Branch, Commandant, TB, and TB Marquette, Adjutant. And there's a lot of Marquettes that are also buried in this same cemetery.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the Times Recorder, which is an Americus newspaper, Americus is probably just a few miles. The way the crow flies, actually in that direction. Americus in that direction. And Plains, the home of President Jimmy Carter, in that direction. Not too far from here. Sumter County, Georgia. Thanks for joining me in this interesting little cemetery on the side of the road. A lot of history right here, and you can look it up. You can go to the archives of the newspaper there in America. You can find a little bit about the Ratliff family, and you might be able to find some more articles about some of these other families here also. But the church is gone. I don't know where the church building was. It was here somewhere, probably up on that hill right there. I'm pointing to where I think the church building actually was, right there. But I could be wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Please comment. We really do appreciate your comments. And thanks for sharing this history with us. And I will see you on the next History and Sidestep Adventures. Thank you.